Hey everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zarin. I'm joined by the Blaze to my Axel, Rich Stambolian.
Oh, that ass! I'm gonna run that ass all over those thugs later.
Nobody knows. I hope people don't know what we're talking about. Right after today's Matt Men, if you listen to this podcast, it's outdated, but you can go and check it out on YouTube, and we'll be on Twitch. We're gonna be doing the first episode of Game Men. We're going to be playing Streets of Rage 4 this week, and next week, WWE Battlegrounds.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm getting it so we can play that next week on the show. A lot going on today. Rich, good to see you, man. This is going
to be fun, man. I'm so excited about this. You have no idea.
I waited all week for this.
I know. Would you be into Diablo?
I haven't played Diablo in years, but I have no problem playing it. If you know what, though? Here's the problem. If you were to be like, okay, Andrew, do this. Okay, this is how you do it. This is how you play it. I'll get it in a second.
Oh, you'll get it in 2 seconds.
I feel like I have fallen so far behind.
Yeah.
Dave wants to see my glorious pecs.
Are you having a heart attack?
He wants to see my pecs. He made a mention about my pecs.
Guys, you got to pay for those pecs.
You got to pay for those pecs. We got $5 already. So we're going to be doing that after the show. But, oh, my God, so much wrestling. A lot of good wrestling this week, huh?
A lot of good wrestling this week.
Raw was good. Raw was stacked top to bottom. They held in the ratings, which is a positive. Which I want to talk about a little bit. AEW, phenomenal show. NXT, phenomenal show. I watched Ring of Honor from last Friday.
Ooh.
They're doing the tournament for the Pure title.
Was it good?
I got to tell you, overall presentation for Ring of Honor, very different now.
Okay.
Did you watch it at all?
No,
okay.
I didn't.
I want to get your opinion on it. It's stripped down.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a sport now. It's essentially a very clean-cut professional wrestling product.
It's like almost like Pancrase.
It's pro wrestling. They got the entrance, they got everything going, but it's pro wrestling. No glitz and glam. It looks really good. Very much enjoyed it, and we got another one today.
Would you say it's more akin to what Ring of Honor was 15 years ago?
Yeah,
just black curtains, two guys.
No, I mean they got the stage, they got everything going. Yeah, but it's you don't have. We should talk about Ring of Honor at one point. You know, we'll go into this because I feel like they got very confused about 2.5 years ago. Okay. Because they started feeling the boom. 2014, 2015, 2016, they started feeling it, right?
Longer than
2017,
that, right?
Okay. 2018, okay, things are going, things are fine. And then AEW came in, and they thought that their approach has to be becoming a wrestling TV show.
They suffered through the gutting.
The gutting, big time. And they realized, listen, their entire concept was New Japan, backing it up, being on the backbone of New Japan, and that did not work out too well for them. So they're in this reinvention. Listen, they are still. When I spoke to someone, they said Ring of Honor is always for sale. If there's the right offer, they're sold. So a couple of months ago, we were talking about a potential again. There was interest coming in to purchase Ring of Honor again from certain people during the COVID issue where everything was really shut down and didn't work out, but they're always for sale.
Yes.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah, everything's always for sale.
Everything's always, well, WWE's not for sale.
If Mr. Walt Disney himself came out of his grave and said, hey, Vince,
sell it.
Here's $1 trillion. He'd sell it.
I'm telling you right now, and the people are going to think I'm nuts. WWE has a higher chance of selling it to a capital group, like a like an investment capital group, than they do to Disney.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I don't want to say.
Like the oligarchs?
Like,
The oligarchs who buy all the buildings in Manhattan?
Yes,
like
those guys. Yeah. The Kushners and the Trumps. That's who's behind it. Yeah. Just a very interesting conversation I had with someone a few months ago about this. But Monday Night Raw, I really enjoyed that show top to bottom. It was a decent show. I love the Hurt Business. Dude, I got to tell you, I was a little iffy at first. These guys have found their footing in this. MVP, I take back anything bad about that I've said about this guy.
I don't.
Being on camera. You still don't care for him?
I know, I love him now, but I'm not taking back what I said about him when he returned.
Oh, when he returned, yeah. I thought it was, I think they're doing a great job. I love how they're always dressed up in their suits.
Absolutely.
It is a weirdo evolution.
Yes.
You know what's really funny? Everyone's like, well, they're going to make them into the Nation. They're going to make them into the Nation. They became Evolution.
It's awesome. They all look good. the 4-man group works. Keep this going for a few months until somebody turns and they get the big babyface push. I wonder who it's going to be. It's probably going to be Bobby Lashley. It'll be amazing. Because they can do it right this time. And also, I tweeted out this on Monday night. I said, how long until they start saying that they get paid, made, and laid? Because that was an Evolution line.
That was an Evolution line, yeah. So I think it's cool, man. I think they look great. I thought the end where they went and they fought off Retribution, which you had the tweet of the night. It's just a 15 Dominic Dijakovic. Dude, that group. Did you see the pictures I sent you of the zoomed in face of all of them? They look ridiculous.
That's straight up Dijakovic.
They're all Dijakovic. Even the little guys are Dijakovic. It's I don't know, man. I think it's really silly the way they celebrate. They look like a bunch of goons.
Got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you care anymore now
about who it is?
Retribution.
Well, I'll tell you why. A little bit. There's still a little hope for it because I spoke to someone on Wednesday and they said the leader has yet to be shown.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing with this is I feel like I've lost interest in it because they made it basically like a part of the show.
Because they became exclusive to Raw?
They became exclusive to Raw, and there's no, like, there's the setup now. So, like, when things get haywire and get interrupted, you see Retribution on the screen, and then it cuts to them, and they're all hanging out. Like, it just made me not care on Monday. And again, it's hard.
I get it.
It's hard to not be the Shield in that situation where you just have people show up and beat somebody up and leave.
Yeah.
And then cut, like, a promo on a camcorder and leave. I feel like they were going for the same feel, except I don't think they know exactly where they're going because on Monday they did the whole like there's more of them than you think there are.
Yeah, because they sometimes show like 6 of them, sometimes 12 of them, and then there was like how many of them, God knows.
Yeah.
When they did that, when they did the Keith Lee and then Drew flip.
Yeah.
So there was like 20 of them. I don't know.
How cool was that?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was... Dude, I really think that show was really good. I thought Raw was a really good show. They stacked the show because it was the first night against Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
They held in the ratings. They didn't do terrible. And again, this was the 6th lowest of all time. Watch Raw.
Pretty nuts.
But by comparison, they did not hemorrhage, which a lot of people expected. Now, what they do in the next couple of weeks is going to be interesting. When there's a great, game on, I was going to say match. I'm becoming one of those guys.
It's a great match.
Like, oh, what's the match? What match are we watching? I don't know how they're going to do, but it seems like SmackDown has really become the show that you like. I want to watch SmackDown now because of Roman.
Yes.
I thought Friday's show was a decent show. The Sasha stuff and Bailey stuff was good.
Good. Yeah. 2 hours, man. That's all you need.
2 hours. That's all you need.
Yeah.
If SmackDown was 3 hours, we'd be having a very different conversation here.
Absolutely.
And every time they toy with the idea of cutting wrestling down to 2 hours for Raw, they get derailed, right? The first concept was, well, what if we do... And I'll tell you what the conversations were, right? Because it's been months now since this conversation. And I'm not outing anybody, but the conversation was, well, do we do like a 15-minute pre-show in the beginning? Does the end of Raw become a pre-show, a post-show, which it shouldn't,
right?
Because that's when you want your ratings to tune in. Do we do a middle ground of something else? Do we do 205 Live starting at 8 o'clock?
Right.
So these were all conversations that they played with, and you've seen it happen. You've seen them experiment with 205 Live and more vignettes and interviews, and I think... Underground was going to be another, diversion. So if you take 15 minutes here in the beginning and 15 minutes at the end, you just took out a half hour, put in a commercial break. The action is a lot tighter.
I agree with that.
I don't know if that's what they're still planning. I don't know what they're planning with Raw Underground now because everything is mushed into one. You got obviously you got the main roster stuff happening, and then you got Retribution, and you got Raw Underground. You got the fight business.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Hurt business.
Why do I get fight business?
I think Raw Underground, it is definitely a vehicle for Davakoto.
You think you listen, the guy could do great.
I think it's built around him because he's a giant and Vince loves giants.
But
right?
next week we got Braun Strowman on there.
Right. And it's Braun versus Dabba-Kato, right? I think Braun takes a loss. Braun takes an awful loss during this.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they destroy the set. How did you feel about the in-your-face stuff
With
Raw?
What
Because
do
they
you
were
mean?
like, it's going to be in your face this week.
Is that what they said?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about something? You want to talk about the Mickie James match?
Yes, please.
Okay. First of all, I was stoned when I watched it. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so I just want to say that I really got into it. I loved it. I thought it was a good match. However, the ref sucks.
Mhm.
That ref is the worst. This isn't the first time that this has happened with him. This guy misses a lot of stuff. There were multiple spots in that match where he was not in position, right? And that is rare on WWE TV. If you know a little bit of the inside of wrestling, like a lot of our audience wouldn't, but there's a good portion of our audience, they've either worked in the business, they've wrestled, they've been around wrestling. It is rare in WWE for the referee to be so frazzled. It's something you don't see. You see a lot.
Yeah.
You would occasionally see it on
The Indies.
a lot in the Indies, right? But you would occasionally see it on NXT
Yes.
in the early days.
I agree with that.
Which does not happen anymore.
Also, that doesn't count because
It's
a few years ago, developmental.
I don't think you really see it in Ring of Honor, or I haven't really. New Japan, you never see that.
Never. Those guys are old hands.
AEW has done a good job at hiding it. There's been a couple moments with AEW, but nothing like this. This was a total disaster as far as the fun of a ref, because a ref is a key player in a match.
Absolutely.
And
the go-between.
He was off. He was off everywhere. The way even like people were saying, like the way he held the belt, the title was weird, because this is the same guy that holds the title upside down. He's done that twice.
Yeah.
He was just really off. So I don't know what's going on with this guy. This is not the first time he's screwed up.
Yeah.
And he screwed up on two of the most noticeable ones were Mickey's foot was supposed to be on the rope. She put her foot on the rope. The ref didn't even do anything. And then she moved her foot and put it back on, so he notices. Then he stopped the match thinking Mickey's injured.
Right. And she's fine.
There was nothing to stop the match.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're going to play that into a story now, because there was a lot of hype with this Mickie James match, right? This was her last shot, potentially, at the title. They worked hard, man. You know, it was a good match. It was a fine match. Asuka did a great job. Mickie did a decent job.
Yes. I think she should get... I think that could be her story, because she got this match because there were complaints about her having like a 30-second match a few weeks ago, and then this match got stopped early. So I think if they add that to her character, it would make for a better matchup going forward, right?
I would embarrass our ref tremendously on Raw.
Would you?
I would, yeah.
Kiss my ass club?
No, I would make him totally look like an idiot. Yeah.
Drink my pee club?
Drink my pee club. I would make him look like a total nitwit. It was rare to see that on WWE TV. I was shocked.
Very interesting.
But I did enjoy the match.
It was fun.
The Randy Orton stuff is cool, what they're doing.
I guess so.
Maybe the ref was stoned. I don't know.
I think the tag team of Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre should be called Big Murder.
Big Murder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those dudes are awesome together, man. Just big dudes.
Big dudes. I like it. I like that they show respect to each other. They're doing a good job with that.
Are you a little nervous about that?
I am a little nervous, actually.
Yeah, so
very
you
nervous.
look over here like,
you're
like, don't you do it.
I was debating if I pick him up and I just dump him out of the office.
I mean, you could, but he seems like he's content right now. I think he's as excited as we are.
Yeah, my dog is losing his mind. He's
he's going nuts right now.
All right, I'm going to get him out. Rich, you're in charge.
Okay.
So
what's up,
else happened
everybody?
on Raw? You want to talk?
Yeah, so like it looks like Raw is setting up Zelina. I'm going to talk loud so you can hear me. It looks like Raw is also setting up Zelina Vega to be the next contender for Asuka's title, which I like, and that also means the disillusionment of her faction, which I think we saw the writing on the wall once Austin Theory defected and then got sent back down to NXT. How do you feel about Andrade fighting with Angel Garza, letting Zelina Vega be free to possibly feud with Asuka?
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel. I feel like they've cooled off a lot on Andrade since Heyman left.
Yes.
And a lot of the focus has gone to
Angel
Garza. But I don't know if they're going to do anything with them. You know, I feel like Angel Garza is going to be phenomenal.
Question.
Right? Yeah.
Did he speak English that well when he started?
Who? Angel Garza?
Yeah, when he started with WWE.
I don't think I think they purposely suppressed it.
Because he cut a very swarthy promo on Monday.
Yeah.
Compared to Andrade's broken English, you can see why the Office would want to go with him.
I like that he wears like the Versace rock shirts and stuff like that.
That looks great. Yeah,
they're doing a good job with him. I would like to see more of him in a singles position, and see him shine with that. I think that's what it's going to lead to. I feel terrible for Andrade because this guy is a world class. I mean, like you could put him in the top 10 in the world, depending on the week. You know, he's so good. I'm not just saying that because I'm emulating his hairstyle. That's what I'm growing my hair out to do. But
very smooth.
Very smooth. He's really good.
Your hair and Andrade.
Oh yeah, thank you. I just washed it. I washed it. It's still wet.
Was that where you went for those 2 seconds?
Yeah, I just washed my hair.
Sploosh it a little bit. Yeah. You ever wake up and just put conditioner in your hair and then like walk downstairs?
No. Like I should, like a wrestler,
like Roman Reigns style.
I bet you their heads are really itchy in those matches.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Probably.
It has to be. It's weird, man. They're in a weird position with that. But so NXT, however, very good show. Great opening match with the Shotzi, Blackheart, and Io Shirai match. Very good match. What did you think of it?
I thought it was fun. I really like Shotzi Blackheart. I've liked her. I liked her on the Indies, and I think she's a good example of WWE taking a popular person from the Indies and polishing them up so that they have the potential to be a breakout star.
So she's young, 27 years old, by the way. What was her indie name?
Shotzi Blackheart.
She still did Shotzi, right? Okay, good.
She came out the tank and everything.
Does a tank gimmick, which is great.
They didn't really change too much about her.
No, not much. I like her attitude. I like the look. She's very unique compared to everybody else. You know, she stands out with this. I'm interested to see what they do with her. I think she's more of a main roster character than an NXT character.
They put that polish on her, man.
They did.
Like, they really did. They put that shine on her. And there's, like, a few people in NXT that they really work their WWE magic on. Finn Balor's a good example. When they brought him to the main roster, they put all the fluff behind him. How'd you feel about his promo on Wednesday night?
Oh, that he's the best. He's the best champion. Nobody could touch him. Yeah, great. Phenomenal. That's what you need. That's what you got to do. That's how you got to... If I was booking this, I would say, listen, every champion has to be taken very seriously. This isn't a joke. You can't. You're not a champion by fluke. You're a champion because you're the best at what you do. And the NXT champion, him cutting that promo, was a setup for Survivor Series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the NXT pay-per-view, I think a lot of people forgot or don't know. There's a pay-per-view in a couple of weeks, in 3 weeks. There's an NXT takeover, and normally we get a takeover the week of Survivor Series, right? That Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Plus, Clash of Champions is next Sunday.
Clash of Champions is next Sunday. We get a 1 week break. Then we go into a takeover pay-per-view. And they're rushing that now, obviously. But the reason why it's not happening, do me a favor. Plug your mic in. You're hanging out. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There's going to be no War Games in that weekend, obviously. Right. But the reason why there's not going to be an NXT pay-per-view is because they're doing brand versus brand again. So NXT is going to be on Survivor Series, which is cool. I'm into this. NXT did a great job last year, right? Didn't they win it?
I don't remember.
I think NXT won it last year.
Let's look that up, actually. It was Survivor Series 2019?
Yes, I think so.
2019.
Yeah. And then the War Games match was the weekend, the day before, and everybody was all banged up from that.
Okay.
NXT won. I remember that.
All right. So, because you had like the triple, I always like this pay-per-view when they add NXT to it. A lot of fun. So the NXT women's one, and
the men.
Let's see, the men. No,
the men lost.
SmackDown won.
SmackDown won. Okay.
SmackDown won with Roman, Braun, Corbin, Ali, and Shorty G.
And that's the year after the year that SmackDown got. It was a sweep for Raw, right? They lost everything. SmackDown.
I think so.
And there was no consequences. There was supposed to be consequences, and there were none. It was weird. That was like Shane's thing. My God, it feels like 10 years ago at this point.
So the interesting thing about that, the men winning, Team NXT was Ciampa, Priest, Riddle, Lee, and Walter. So this was them testing the waters with all these dudes,
Yeah.
especially with Matt Riddle.
Yes.
And was this Walter's only main roster appearance?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That would be, yeah. Unless there was an appearance on a random Raw,
Okay.
which I don't think so.
I'm not counting NXT.
No. I think this was his one and only.
Do you still like Walter?
I'm over it.
Yeah.
There's been nothing. Yeah, I'm over it. I saw a bigger German. I'm over it.
You want who's the bigger?
I want the biggest in life. I just met a bigger German
Like when? Like recently?
recently.
Wow.
Yeah, I met a gigantic German dude.
Wow.
Very thick German accent too.
I don't know where to go from there.
Yeah. I'm over it.
So William Regal made 2 announcements, right?
Okay.
On NXT.
Yeah.
So, like you said, the takeover is October 4th.
October 4th.
Very short notice. They're setting the Gauntlet Eliminator match for next week.
Which is similar to an Aztec warfare match.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 guys, again, very confusing rules. 2 guys start the match.
Mhm.
A new competitor will enter every 4 minutes. The only way to be eliminated is by pinfall or submission. The last competitor standing will be crowned the new number 1 contender for a title with Balor at TakeOver.
Okay, so who's in this?
Hang on. 4 more competitors will be announced during the week.
Got it.
Kushida, first entrant. Possible rekindling of their junior heavyweight feud.
Oh,
which would
Wrestle
be
Kingdom.
cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
I kind of like that. I feel like them putting Balor on this pedestal again and making him the fighting champion is the way to go. I think they saw how that Cody open challenge worked every week, and I can see them doing that with Finn.
Dude, and listen, it all spins from that John Cena open challenge, right? It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. It really did. I think it elevated a lot of these guys and made Cena look like $1,000,000. You know, he handpicked these guys, and it worked great. I think when you do these, it really works, and it's fun.
Keep it strong.
Keep it, yeah. So, I wanted to ask you, what did you think of the cage match on Raw?
Yeah, Dominic, I thought it was very interesting. My thoughts on it are that for a dude who hasn't really been wrestling too long, Dominic's doing fantastic. And imagine if he's like the next Randy Orton. 20 years of Dominic from now on.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
No?
I don't want to see 20 years of Dominic, but he's very good. I
He's
like
great.
him. I like him. I really do. He's grown on me, which is good. You know, you want to like what you watch.
Doesn't it make you happy when a great wrestler's kid
Is good too.
is a great wrestler?
Yeah. And he's like, you could see he's so humbled by all of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not acting like a big shit, you know?
Too much Mysterio family, though. They keep showing all of them together, which is fine.
I think his mother's turning on him.
You think the wife's
And
turning?
banging Randy Orton.
Oh, no.
I want that to be the storyline.
Hey.
I'm banging your wife.
Yeah, Randy's awesome, man. Like Randy is one of the, I think, top 10 at this point, right? Top 10 in the
great.
world?
Yeah. One of the
Regardless of
greatest.
company?
Dude, the guy is so good. And the problem is that his style, like, people don't get his style. Like,
Yeah.
he's right up my alley.
Mhm.
Watching, like, his wrestling style, right up my alley. Love it.
I agree.
Love
Yeah.
it. But I get it. It's a contrast when you have him against someone like Ricochet. you know?
Yeah. Well, he suffers, I think, with the recent call-ups in the last couple of years, he suffers from that mock syndrome that we've talked about every week, where you put these guys up against Randy Orton. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Yo, I could not get over how much of a giant Randy Orton looked.
Huge.
Like, next to AJ
Yeah.
Styles. Remember? Like, and they were shooting AJ to look really short.
Yeah.
And Randy's like 6'5", 6'6", you know?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Big dude to begin with. When he's in the ring with a guy like Ricochet or AJ Styles or Sami Zayn, he towers over them.
Yeah.
You know, it works with a guy like Bray Wyatt, who's
Kind
wide,
of. Yeah.
you know?
You're filling in those holes.
Exactly. It works with it works with Daniel Bryan because like he's the ultimate underdog, right? So you kind of don't pay attention to how big he is.
What was up with the daughter, Ray's daughter, embracing Murphy? What's going on?
He's going to
there?
be part of the Mysterio family.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he's going to start dating? He'll be Murphy Mysterio?
I think so.
Buddy Mysterio?
Buddy Mysterio? That'd be amazing.
I would love that.
So before we get to it, like NXT also made another announcement. Io Shirai's next opponent is going to be decided in a battle royal next week.
Got a question for you.
Yeah.
Is she the best female wrestler in the world right now?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to say top 3.
Who's better than her?
Honestly, like I think when they really let Asuka go,
Okay.
she's in that conversation.
She's in that conversation. Okay.
As far as oh man,
It would be Asuka, obviously.
yeah.
Her.
Do you put Thunder Rosa in that conversation?
No, I haven't seen enough of her.
Okay.
I don't think she's worked with enough high caliber talent.
That's a good point.
That I have seen for me to say that. I think she's good.
Okay.
Which we'll talk about the issue with Ivelisse.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
a
yeah.
brawl. There was a fight. Charlotte Flair, obviously.
Okay.
You got to have Sasha and Bailey in that conversation. But I would probably say, if I were to say pure in-ring, Io Shirai is probably the most. I would say she's the best women's wrestler in the world right now.
Okay.
You know, that shifts.
Mhm.
You know, like Bailey, I'll give you an example. Becky Lynch was probably the most popular, one of the best,
True.
but it was more character than ability.
Right. What
Not,
about
and
Tessa?
I'm not taking, by the way, I'm not taking away her ability.
No,
at
no,
all.
never.
She's phenomenal. But who else did you say?
Tessa.
Tessa Blanchard?
Mhm.
Tessa is like another Tessa and Charlotte are like the same, man.
Okay.
It's so interesting. She's very good. But it's going to be interesting to see what she does when she goes over to a WWE. You know,
Okay.
I feel like some of these people have not had the ability. Listen, she wrestled a lot of guys. What does that say? She was wrestling guys in Impact
Mhm.
because there really wasn't too much for her.
Right.
Tessa is going to be very interesting when she goes over there.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley, another one. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm
Mhm.
saying in-ring talent. I think Io Shirai right now is the best.
I'll agree with you.
I think she is.
I agree
Except
with
for
you.
when she botches moonsaults.
She does on purpose.
Yeah.
She sandbags everybody. How did you like the main event of NXT?
What was it again? No, just remind me.
It's Timmy Thatcher.
I don't care for him.
And Damian Priest.
Doesn't do it for me.
Really?
I'm
I
telling you.
I would think he would grow on you because this dude looks like he's hitting the gym super.
I know.
hard.
You know what? It's not fair. I gotta pay more attention to him.
Mhm.
I got that evolved stink on him still.
Okay.
And I just watched so many. And you know, he's my style, right?
Yeah.
Like he's chain wrestling. He's my style. He doesn't do much for me. I don't know. I'm gonna give him more of a chance.
Would you pop for Randy Orton versus Timmy Thatcher?
Yes, I would like that.
Okay.
I would like very slow.
Okay.
I want the match to be like 3.5 hours.
Did you just rest hold after
Just rest holds. That's it. Headlocks.
Fanboy question for you.
Yeah.
How hard would you pop for Randy Orton versus Okada?
That would be probably. I don't know.
In some kind of miracle, would
Randy
you get a
Orton-
7-star match?
Randy Orton would have to really change what he does.
You think so?
Because remember, it's this flow, right?
Yeah,
the New
yeah,
Japan flow is this.
Yeah.
People don't see me. I'm doing this. I'm doing waves.
He's doing a wave, baby.
Randy Orton is more. It's high intensity. Boom, 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 and then slow down. Boom, 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 slow down. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, man, I love those concepts. You know, those what if matches.
Yeah.
So NXT, I thought it was a very solid show.
Good show.
Very solid show. And then you had AEW Dynamite on Wednesday.
Another great show.
Another great show. That was a very interesting show. So there were a couple things to take away from this. What did you think of Kazarian and Hangman Page? I thought they both looked great.
Great showcase for both dudes. I think we're gonna see a lot of Hangman, not plateauing, but you're gonna see a lot of Hangman doing these matches. And Kenny on commentary, I think, was a crucial part of that.
That was very important. And the fact that he just left
Mhm.
afterwards. Very good job at that. They're building to that. So I don't know if that's going to be the next AEW pay-per-view match.
Mhm.
Hangman and do you do that now or do you wait?
I think you wait. I also do think you're gonna get more heel Kenny because the Bucks are heel at this point, right?
They're losing their minds.
Right.
They've gone berserk.
Throwing money at Tony Khan.
Yeah, I love that. That was good.
Awesome. I think when they do heel Bucks, heel Kenny, and then babyface Hangman, that's where you're gonna get some good pay-per-view draws, right?
Yeah, I'm into it. Very good. The NWA Women's title was defended on Wednesday with Ivelisse.
Mm-hmm.
It was Ivelisse and Thunder Rosa.
Evolution.
I want to take a moment to talk about this. I thought it was a good match.
Yes.
Right? I
Fun
think
match.
they're both. I think Ivelisse is very hard hitting.
Mm-hmm.
They work snug. They have a certain attitude about them, which I like. However, this match turned into a shoot at one point.
You think so?
Yeah, no, it 100%.
You read a report.
I spoke to somebody.
Oh, yeah.
The match turned into a shoot.
Yeah.
They started stiffing each other a little bit. Ivelisse has apparently. I mean, this is known. She has an attitude issue.
Bad attitude.
She has a bad tooth. This girl. And it's coming out again where she was no-selling a lot of Thunder Rosa's spots. There were a couple of spots that she just no-sold the shit out of them. And she was starting to bully her. The match kind of, apparently a lot of guys started walking away. Like I don't know if you, apparently it's like wrestling etiquette. When something goes bad like that, you turn your back on the match.
Okay.
A lot of the talent they were really angry at what was going on.
Really?
In the match.
Interesting.
Yeah. Backstage, the argument blew up even more.
Wow.
Virtually everybody took Thunder Rosa's side in this. Yeah. There's no heat on her per se, and this match was heavily edited. So this was, and it still showed. So this was going on for a while, like throughout that match. So not good, not a good sign of things to come for Ivelisse. You know, one thing AEW has attempted to is to prevent this kind of shit from happening. And because of their whole all inclusiveness, and you know, we're a different locker room, we're a different company, we're all for each other. And to have something like that, it just shows you, listen, wrestlers are going to be wrestlers. This is how it is. People with bad attitudes have bad attitudes. Unfortunately, very rarely do things change when you take them from one place and put them into another one. Let's see what happens with this. But Thunder Rosa, first time the NWA title has been defended on TNT.
What a great moment, huh?
What a bizarre full circle, right? Full circle, man.
Can I tell you something really quick off mic?
Yeah, tell me. Okay, hold on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right?
I would say yes.
It's right here.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yep. I would say yes.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, boys and girls.
Secrets.
I thought that match was very good. You know, this is the rebuild for the AEW women's division. They really didn't have a lot of talent on there. I mean, again, top tier talent. You know, I'm talking WWE level women's roster, and this is their attempt at kind of rebuilding it.
Yes.
We'll see what happens there with this. Very interested to see. Let's talk about that brawl, the parking lot brawl. So I gotta start off by saying I hate that concept of a parking lot brawl. Okay. I don't really care for the gimmicked outdoor brawl with. I remember how many times have I told you the thing that I hate the most about Shawn Michaels' return in 2002?
The jeans.
The fucking jeans.
Damn jeans.
Oh, man, those jeans are bad. I hate the jeans, and I hate that look. However, this match really worked. Really worked. What did you think of them coming in with the Muda face paint and everything?
Well, honestly, like, I know it was Dead Presidents from the movie Dead Presidents, cause, you know, like a movie from the late 90s, mid to late 90s. And I know Santana teased that because he showed like a picture, like a still from the movie, or like the movie poster. But at some point in the match, it looked like they were both wearing the Muda Kabuki makeup.
Yeah.
Especially Ortiz, because his hair was all like out. I thought it was awesome. I agree with you 100% about street fights and brawls.
You're not a fan of them either?
It depends on the wrestler. Like, for example, if you were like, it's R-Truth versus Miz
in a street fight
backyard brawl or whatever, I'd be like, whatever, I don't have to watch this. But if you were like, it's Moxley Darby Allin, hell yeah, like I'm all in, right? If it's Triple H Shawn Michaels, I really like that one. That was a great match. I know he's wearing jeans.
No, the match was great. The match was great. I just, you know what it is, like, I also hated the Jenko edition of Shawn Michaels also with the white pants.
Okay.
I hated those. I hated Shawn Michaels wearing those pants.
The chaps that don't come off?
Yeah, I hated the chaps that don't come off. It feels weird. But you know why he did it, right? His legs were thinning out.
Yeah.
And he didn't like how his legs looked.
Well, he was never a leg guy. Have you ever seen Shawn Michaels wrestling underoos?
I want to say yes.
Okay.
I want to say I've seen like a very old AWA clip where he's wearing like the very high-waisted underoos.
Oh, yeah. Like the Regal underwear.
Yeah. That's how I do it now. It just holds everything in better. It's like a girdle.
You own a pair of tights, right?
I do. I have a bunch.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have a bunch of tights.
With little hearts on them? Little broken hearts?
No, I have the A's on the side. I have the ones with the A's on the side. I got the Macho Man color ones.
Yes. Yeah,
I got a black. I got a pair of black ones. I have like another one. I got like the inverted purple ones. I have a whole bunch of them. And I just put bananas in them.
Apparently he wore undies in Mid-South.
Mid-South, that's what I meant
Cool.
then. Yeah. I've seen it. I know I've seen it.
So, your thoughts on Ortiz and Santana versus Best Friends?
Okay, I thought that was one hell of a match. They really killed each other in that. The what was that inverted package that he did? What is that move called?
That Trent ended the match with.
That, yeah.
Ortiz.
What is that? Like a package.
I don't know what that's called.
I mean, we saw pile drivers.
Yo, every move on a car
was great.
Worked. Yeah, it worked.
You know what was the biggest one? Where Trent took the backdrop on the glass.
Yes.
The crunchy.
The crunchy.
Yeah, I think that. I think it is called that. I think it is called the crunchy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yo, every time they got slammed onto a car, I found myself being like, ooh, ooh, ooh. It hurt. It looked like it hurt.
Thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love that match. And great that those guys main evented. And that's what I like about it. You know, like, you would never expect that to be a main event match. Anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it worked. It worked. I enjoyed it. I think Trent's mom giving the finger at the end. It was so good. It was good. It was wholesome. It was cute. It worked. Now, does this feud end? It should. Let's move these guys into different, especially Santana and Ortiz, because now they need to become serious.
Yes.
They need to turn into, guys, we're going to kick some ass now.
Mm-hmm.
This is over.
Tag belts.
Go for it. Listen, and also, Hager and Jericho are going for it.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is a good question for you, too, and for the audience. Are Santana and Ortiz at that point in the company where having them with the belts now doesn't mean anything because they're so over?
Here's where they are suffering with the tag. They have so many good tag teams.
Right.
They have to decide what they're doing, right? So you got FTR, right? FTR is the pinnacle of tag team wrestling, right? They're the best tag team in the world, and I'm using kayfabe.
Right.
They quite possibly are the best tag team in the world right now. You got the Young Bucks, another unbelievable tag team act. So those are the two top ones. You got Santana and Ortiz, great tag team act. You got the Best Friends, another strong tag team act. Jurassic Express or Lucha Express, whatever you're calling them. Jurassic Express.
Express.
You got them. They're great. So
Lucha Brothers, you're thinking of.
Lucha Brothers, you got them as well.
Blade.
Butcher and Blade, you got. So now you got a couple of them. But you're all over. Like, okay, so how do you do this? How do you have people in programs and still make them look great? Because these are all very strong teams.
Yeah.
I thought the way they handled Jurassic Express in the beginning of AEW Dynamite, losing to FTR, it made them look so good.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people were upset. They're like, it's a non-title match. Why are they going? Oh, JR calls them Lucha Express. That's why I said it. Yeah. You got, a lot of people like they shouldn't have lost. They keep losing. No, but that's the point. You could still look great and lose. And still elevate yourself. Shotzi Blackheart, she got elevated in that loss.
Absolutely.
You profiled her and said, wow, she's able to do a lot in here. She's a top contender, and it elevated her. I think with Jurassic Express, they're going to have to pull that trigger on them very soon, but they're still growing. Listen, Jungle Boy is a future star in that company.
100%.
In 3 years, he's going to get a little older. He's going to get a little bit grislier. It's gonna work for him. I really feel that it's gonna work for him.
He's gonna start looking like Griff Garrison.
Dude, he's a handsome kid.
Yeah.
His dad is Luke Perry. Come on.
He's cornering the mom market.
He is cornering. Yeah, every mom loves him. They love him. They just want to take him home.
This guy's cornering that MILF market.
They want to take him home, man, and it's gonna work.
That big wrestling MILF market.
You know what's really funny? So I was talking to somebody, and I was talking to somebody about like how babyfaces got over.
Okay.
Because in 2020, babyfaces really, it's so difficult to get a babyface, like a real babyface, right? Jungle Boy, pure babyface. There's not an ounce of badness in this kid's body. Also, no fat in this kid's body either.
Oh my God, yeah.
Not, you know what I mean? Like, so how do you take that squeaky clean kid and get him over? Because if you look back at the territory days, you go to Mid-South, you go to, all these territories, that babyface worked. You know why? The girls love them because they're still tough, they're strong, but they don't look intimidating.
Devon
Eric's great example. All handsome kids, everyone, top to bottom, good-looking kids,
all American
boys, and they all worked because not only the guys like them, because you know why? I feel they're cool, they're good guys. They don't want to kick my ass. So I'm not gonna hate them for this.
Right.
Then the girls loved them. because they were just innocent looking.
Take him home to Papa.
You know what? I could take him home to Papa.
I'd let you date my daughter.
I'd let you date my daughter. Carrie?
Carrie
no,
Von Erich?
I would not let any of the Von Erichs date my daughter. None of the Von
Kayfabe, you'd let them date your daughter.
Yeah, kayfabe, I let them date my daughter. You want to date my daughter?
Let them date my daughter.
I wouldn't let the Von Erichs date my daughter, but you know what I mean? Like, it works. Now, they just look like dorks on WWE. You have a baby face like that, you know what they're going to be? You know who they're going to be? If Jungle Boy was on NXT today, Drake Maverick.
Okay.
He would be Jake Maverick.
You think so?
Yeah. Drake Maverick, not Jake Maverick. Drake Maverick.
I don't know. Mike Hawk Hurts in the chat room says, my mom says Jungle Boy might be my stepdad one day. That's a funny joke. It also makes me think Mike is 11 years old.
He could be. Mike Hawk Hurts.
You know what? I was thinking of if Drake Maverick left. It's funny you mentioned him. If Drake Maverick left NXT,
yeah,
I would have him in like AEW or Impact, but he'd be like let's say the Bucks are in the backstage area and they're like, hey, let's talk to Kenny Omega, and they show like a dude and with a wig on, and they turn him around, and it's Drake Maverick with a Kenny Omega wig. I would just have the reveal be him in a wig for as many segments as possible.
Yeah.
Like Lucha Brothers. Hey, let's talk to the Lucha Brothers. It's Drake Maverick in a wig.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, put him in. Have him wear a wig. Have him be everybody.
Who would you have him disguised as?
Chris Jericho.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Drake Maverick. Yeah. On commentary, it's just Jericho.
So there's a couple other things. I'm getting 800 messages.
I know, man.
Right
You're blowing up right now.
Dude, you have no idea. I'm opening the clubs in 2 weeks.
Is it Nintendo of America?
Nintendo of America is very mad at me.
We're getting the sponsorship today. We're not.
By the way, we are going to do a giveaway. In 2 weeks, we're going to do a giveaway of a Surface Duo. A Microsoft Surface Duo we're going to be giving away along with the What the Tech audience on this show. So, courtesy of Glasswire, we'll have all the announcements coming in the next couple of weeks. So, you guys should all sign up for this once we announce it, because it's a $1,400 device
Very
that
nice.
we're giving away,
guys,
here on the show.
Seriously,
you guys are gonna love this,
guys.
So I thought AEW was a good show. I thought NXT was a good show. I thought Raw was a good show. So Raw ratings 1.689 million, NXT 689,000, and AEW 886,000. This brings it brings a very interesting conversation with, should NXT move? Should NXT be on Tuesdays or Thursdays?
Yeah, dude.
130%. There's no argument here that they should not move. 200% they should move. SmackDown also did 2.2 million last week. To kind of sum up what's happening today on SmackDown, I'm very much liking the Roman Reigns Uso build. I really like what they're doing with Roman. This whole family feud thing is going to work out great. So does this lead to The Rock returning? That's the big discussion here. That's the discussion we need to have. We need to talk about this. With Roman becoming what does he say? He's the
King of the Island.
King of the Island. Roman Reigns is the man. He has Paul Heyman on his side.
Yeah.
They're discussing the connection between Heyman and the Samoans. The connection that they have. We're going all the way back to him managing the Samoan SWAT team in WCW. So there's a big connection there with Heyman and the Samoan family. Now you're starting to see Roman's kind of act like a dick to Uso. What do you think is going to happen here?
I think he beats the piss out of Uso. The main event for Clash of Champions is Roman versus Jay in a singles match, and I feel like I read there was a stipulation, or is that for tomorrow?
What's the stip?
There was like a Samoan street fight or something like that.
Is that what they're calling it? I haven't seen it.
Something like that, right? I think he's gonna beat the snot out of Jay, or honestly, how about this? How about this? Finger poke of doom.
It's a swerve.
Now you have the Usos on Roman's side.
Okay.
Get Nia Jax over there too. Paul Heyman's the manager of everybody.
Of all the Samoans.
And then The Rock shows up and just kills all of them.
Dude, you know what? If there was a heel faction like that, I would love it. But I think for this, having him go through all of them would be the big story here, right? So he kills him. And when is it? Where's his brother?
I think he's hurt.
How hurt is Jimmy? I don't know. Somebody knows. Where's Jimmy Uso? So I know that he's hurt. I don't know where he is though. By the way, he was found not guilty of DUI.
Really?
Jimmy? Yeah.
How do you get away with that?
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't drunk.
You got to know a guy.
Maybe he just went nuts.
Ah!
I don't know where he's at. He was reportedly out 6 to 9 months. This was May. Oh, wow. It was a knee injury. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November.
There you go.
You know what? Here's the thing. Comes out with his freaking bad leg on crutches. Roman just beats the shit out of him. Next week, Rikishi comes out. That was your call a month ago with this happening. Rikishi comes out. What does he do? He beats the snot out of Rikishi. Bring Afa and Sika. Where are they?
Even Samoa Joe gets involved at some point.
Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
Get all of them involved. He's 77 years old, by the way, Afa.
Okay.
I don't think you could do it with Afa.
He can take a couple of bumps.
Sika is 75.
Okay.
Bring them out. Listen, dude, these guys they're so corny, they'll do it. Bring those guys out. Yeah. Bring out all the other Samoans. Random Samoans. Like, it's like the Hart family.
Haku.
Do it like that. Haku's not Samoan.
I know. Well, I know he's Tongan, but it's part of the family, right?
I don't know. Are they related?
I think
some sort of marriage?
I think by like family, like Tama Tonga and Roman are like quote unquote cousins.
Is that
right?
Is that how they do it? Okay. I would bring all of them out one by one. Have them, there's like 80 of them, like the Hart family. Have them destroyed, and finally, here comes The Rock. Cut your shit out, Roman. They go at it. Here's a WrestleMania match.
And Roman wins.
Roman beats The Rock.
Puts him over big time.
Puts him over. And think about the boos. They got to have that in front of a live crowd, though.
Oh, my God.
That's the bottom line here, right? That can't happen in the Thunderdome. That match has to happen in front of a, 10,000, 15, whatever it is. Whatever you're going to do to fill a building up. I'm sure there's going to be some bizarro state that allows 45,000 people in a building. They got to have
Alaska.
that match. Listen, this is just, you cannot miss this opportunity. This is the moment. And WWE is not that naive to give this and not to have that plan.
Oh, forget it. Yeah.
They're not that dumb. Like, I think a lot of people expect, they just hope for the best. No, not when, if they don't do this, it's a big mess up.
I agree with that. So my question to you is, does Roman face off with Brock on the way to facing off with Rock?
Brock's program is going to be with Drew.
Okay.
Because he needs to get his return on that. But again, listen, Brock, what happens with Brock and Roman, with Heyman?
Tag belts.
What if they, oh my God. Dude, you know what? Here's the deal. Keep the Universal title on
Drew.
Uh-huh. Give Brock the IC title.
Oh.
I want to see him as Intercontinental Champion.
24/7 title.
Has he ever had any other title except for a world title? I don't think so.
That's a really good question.
I don't think he's tag champions. I think he's always been a world champion. This guy's entire run, his career, has been holding a world title.
Let's take a look
Unbelievable.
at this. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to where his professional wrestling. WWE champion.
Yeah.
WWE Universal champion.
Yeah.
King of the Ring.
Okay.
Money in the Bank 2019.
Okay.
Royal Rumble 2003.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of Slammy Awards, and that's it. So 3-time Universal champ, 5-time WWE champ. This is an 8-time champ right there. World champ. No other belts.
No other belts.
No
just
tag
world
belt,
titles.
no IC, no United States, no 24/7, no hardcore, no European.
Yeah, nothing.
Just straight up.
Well, he got the title within the first year.
Yeah.
Right? He beat Hogan. Who'd he beat for the title? Hogan? Taker. No, who'd he beat? No, he beat Hogan.
Yeah.
With a bear hug.
Mm-hmm.
Which was such a negotiated finish.
Brother, I'm going to sleep. Brother, I can't breathe.
Hold on, Hogan, how was it? How was that bear hug?
Brother, it was the shits. I couldn't breathe, brother. It was like that time I ate a big cheeseburger, huh?
Who did he beat for
I
the
don't
title?
remember, dude.
He killed Hogan with a bear hug.
He murdered Hogan. He murdered everybody.
He beat The Rock. I think it was 2003, SummerSlam 03. But this dude won. He was always on top. So
very fat. You're right. That call was very interesting. Like, he is a dude who has not gotten any other belt. So like, if you look at Roman, 3-time WWE champ, 2-time Universal champ, 1-time Intercontinental champ, 1-time US champ, 1-time tag champ, 28th Triple Crown champ.
He's the 28th Triple
Right.
Crown. Okay.
So
Do you know who was the first?
Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
Yeah.
The sexy boy.
Let's see.
Yeah.
The sexy boy.
He is a sexy boy. So let's go into some other reports. It finally came out. Sasha Banks in The Mandalorian season 2.
Oh boy.
When did I report this?
February.
It was February.
Yeah.
So it blew me away. Also, a lot of credit. Wrestling Observer reported on this. They gave us full credit, which was nice. Brian Alvarez, nice shout out on Wrestling Observer Live, talking about how we got our, what did he say? We're at our top of our game.
Always.
Little do they know, we're just drunk the entire show. So I thought that was nice. She's in season 2 of The Mandalorian. Interesting how that's going to work with mainstream exposure for Sasha and Bailey. Some people are saying that she's a Jedi, right? Is she a Jedi?
I don't know about that. She looks like she might be like a Sith.
Maybe she's a Sith.
I feel like she's like going to be like a Sith informant or something. Just because she's wearing a black head doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Ivar is out with a neck injury. He just had surgery, I believe. He's out for around a year. So what does that mean for the Viking Raiders? And this guy was starting to get a nice push. Terrible.
Well, also, isn't his wife pregnant?
His wife is pregnant.
So, he's going to take some time off, right?
Yeah. WWE's considering outdoor venues for TV. They've been looking at this for some time now. We'll see what happens with that. And there's something weird going on. So did you hear about the guy that's been pushing WWE? They've been pushing WWE and he was a major part of this deal for the NBC Universal with the new TV deals.
Yeah.
He's out. 18 years in the company. Curious how this is going to play a part in their next contract negotiation in 2 years. If this is going to play any part in this.
Okay.
That was just some of the news here. By the way, guys, we're going to do a Q&A at the end of the show. If you're watching live, submit your questions in the chat room. We have a couple on YouTube, on Twitter as well. And after the show, we're going to be doing our first episode of Game Men. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be playing Streets of Rage 4. So let's talk about the Tessa Blanchard thing. Did you see that leak?
Yeah.
Tessa there's a silhouette image, a cartoon image of Tessa Blanchard in the new WWE Battlegrounds game, and the photographer called this out and said nobody asked him for permission for this photo. That he took that at Impact. He's the Impact photographer. Tessa's in the game. I don't know how you make that mistake. I don't know if they were just looking for stock images of a wrestler. The developers. This is, from what I know, this is out of the hands of WWE. This is all 2K. This was them. Nothing to do with WWE.
Interesting. So if you look at the image, it's
her pose.
It's her pose. It's a very cartoony image. Arguably, it could, if you didn't know any better, arguably you could say that was Becky Lynch.
If you have no idea who Tessa is, you would say it could be anybody.
And it's ambiguous too. That screenshot was very ambiguous. It's not saying like, yeah, I'm Tessa Blanchard and I'm wrestling for you right now. It's the pose, it's the picture. A little bit crudely drawn. I just think it's like a weird artist interpretation kind of thing, you know? I feel like they send these apps overseas to get made.
And they just pulled it. No, this was all made here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. My argument was going to be a lot of times these apps are made overseas. To somebody who doesn't watch wrestling, they think it's all the same.
Yeah. So the report is that it was a last minute add-on. I don't know. I don't know how much you should dig into this. I don't know how much we should look into this. From what I know, her likelihood of ending up in WWE, that's where I see her ending up. She's this is going to be her big moment to shine here, and the big feud is obviously going to be Charlotte. But very interesting that happened. It could all be. Listen, this could also be WWE marketing coming up with a great idea to tease it and just putting her there. My TV just decided it doesn't want to work anymore. It died. So let's talk about that's that. So let's talk about the G1 starting tomorrow.
Oh my God. I got the thing right in front of me.
I know you're very excited for this. I'm very excited for this. G1 Climax. This year it was delayed, obviously due to COVID, but it was going to be delayed because of the Olympics anyway. So it's delayed next year as well because the Olympics are happening next year.
Well, that's fine.
Which is fine. They're going to move it to, I guess, the same time. So let's go through this because there's a lot going on with the G1. A lot of great matches ahead. Rich, what do we have? September 19th, Block A.
I'm going to wake up extra early tomorrow just to watch this. September 19th, A block, Saturday. That's tomorrow. Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi.
Jesus.
Oh, my God. Takagi versus Jay White. Oh, my God. Ishii versus Suzuki. Oh, my God. Jeff Cobb versus Taichi. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Whatever.
Ospreay versus Takahashi. That's going to be fun.
Ospreay Takahashi is going to be, they're going to murder themselves, right?
Solid. Yeah, all these guys are going to murder themselves. I think Okada Ibushi is going to be a ridiculous match. A block, B block, Sunday, this Sunday, the 20th, Tanahashi versus Naito. Wow. Right?
Yeah, very much into it.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus Evil. Another wow. Goto versus Kenta. Wow. Toru Yano versus Sonata. Does Sonata get taken by Toru Yano's tactics?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Juice versus Yoshihashi. That's your favorite.
Hate him. Freaking hate Yoshihashi.
September 23rd, A block continues. Ibushi versus Jay White. Ishii versus Ospreay. Suzuki versus Taichi. This is very tight. Okada versus Takahashi, Cobb versus Takagi. I feel like that's going to be the sleeper match.
Which one? Cobb versus Takagi?
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
And then this is all we have so far. September 24th, B block Thursday, Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. That's going to be ridiculous. Yoshihashi versus Evil. Not a big fan of Yoshihashi, I'll admit. Juice versus Kenta. I think that's going to be the sleeper. Tanahashi versus Yano. I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a great one. I like that they've gone back to basics with this.
Mm-hmm.
They've gone back to basics with the G1, and it's less about the foreigners.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Let's see what happens. I'm very curious about this because New Japan has been kicking butt. The quality's great, and they're in front of a live audience, which really helps.
Yeah.
With this, let's see what happens.
Does Naito hold on to that double championship until Wrestle Kingdom?
I don't know. I don't know what the call would be.
3 months away.
I think Jay White would be a real contender here.
Oh, yeah.
So you got Ishii, you got Jay White, you got Tanahashi, and you got Okada all gunning for this.
Ibushi. And Ibushi,
yeah. They're all gunning for this. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Would you mind Okada winning again?
No.
Okay.
Because they have to. They don't really have much. You know what I mean? Like they need to regroup at this point beyond this because everybody's still banged up. Everybody was under this illusion that everybody takes off and they get better. These guys are still working hurt, and the G1 is not a very easy tournament to work.
Oh, so grueling.
The positive here is that these guys have had a lot of rest. But also remember who's not available for this G1, right?
Mox,
that would have been available.
Yeah.
Mox.
Archer, probably.
Archer. Gallows and Anderson. Right? Or Carl Anderson more than Gallows.
Miro. I feel like he could have been like a late addition to G1.
Well, by the way, Miro is allowed to work Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see this dude shine so effing hard.
I want to see him and Jeff Cobb.
I think he'll make Jeff Cobb. I think he will make Jeff Cobb look like a child.
I'm very curious to see how he does outside of the WWE element. Because that's all he knows. Remember, that's all he knows is that. He's homemade.
I could see him being mentored by Jericho, to be honest with you.
I think he's going to adapt. This guy's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
He knows what he's definitely going to adapt.
I can see him being mentored by Jericho, and I could also see Japan taking a big liking to him, much like Bob Sapp.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Love it.
Big, thick foreigner. Jovial. They'll give him all the babes.
Yeah.
All right. So
Q&A time, boys.
Want to do questions?
Yeah, let's submit your questions in the chat room on YouTube, youtube.com/MattMenPodcast. If you're watching anywhere else right now, submit them in the chat, and we will do our best to answer them. I know we got a bunch of questions here, and we got a couple on Twitter that came through. So let's go right ahead.
All right. So first question up today is from JGore942. What do you make of Will Hobbs being part of the 6-man tag match next week with Mox, Darby Allin versus Archer, Cage, and Starks? I really enjoy that team, and I really do like the team of Archer, Cage, and Starks. Why not team up Team Taz and Team the Snake?
Yeah.
I also made a joke, a couple of jokes the other day about, you know what MJF stands for?
What?
Montel John Tavius Porter.
I like that a lot.
And FTW.
I like that a lot. What is FTW?
Fontel Tontavious Warder.
Yeah.
Everything's that joke. Anytime you see like any three letters put together.
Yeah. So we let's see. Where do you want to go with this?
I really like Will Hobbs being added to the main event.
So he was just a preliminary guy, and Tony Khan saw him and loved him.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard good stuff about him. Let's see what they do with him. He's a big dude, right?
Yeah, dude. Good look too. Good attitude. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think Moxley, like, for as much as people like to poo on Mox, right? That dude cuts such a fiery, angry babyface promo that puts asses in seats. Like,
yeah.
His promo on Wednesday night worked because it's, next week, Darby Allin, get your ass off the couch. We got a fight to do and all this shit, It makes you want to watch wrestling. I think that's what does it for me about wrestling. It's like those Attitude Era Stone Cold endings.
Yeah.
Stuff like that really help with the flow of a show.
Yeah, because you tune in next week. I got one on Twitter. I'll answer this serious question. Do wrestlers take a pay cut to go back down to NXT? Their downside guarantee doesn't get cut, but they lose money on house shows because there are no house shows. Now, however, now there are no house shows.
Right.
Coming out of this, there's going to be, if we're looking at 2021, I'm going to say they're going to go very limited with their shows.
Okay.
Very limited. And I had no idea. You were bleeding into my shot. No idea. Sorry, Ray.
Am I? I thought you were going to say, I had no idea you're bleeding.
You're bleeding.
And then I'm like, oh no, I just busted myself open by accident.
Yeah, you've been bleeding.
Oh no. Did you hear about the New Day split rumor?
I've heard about it for years now. And every time they go to do it, they get cold feet.
So the last I heard was the possibility of Big E on one show, Kofi on one, another show, and Xavier managing each one separately on both brands.
That's okay.
That's fine.
I don't hate that. They want to go singles. Let's do it.
What if Tessa comes in with Charlotte and they win the women's tag titles? I'd like that.
I would like that too, but I really think they got to... First of all, I don't know how if they know each other. Do they get along? This is a big time feud, and they're going to have to be... This is where having archives is everything. They're going to be able to tell such a great story about Charlotte and Tessa with their dads, right? They're going to be able to tell that story, and it wouldn't work anywhere else except WWE because they own all those archives. Now, I don't know where they go with this. I don't know what the plan with this is, but that's the only organic main big-time match I could see with them doing.
Okay. That's cool. Let's go. This is from Hothead. Is there any blowback from TNT from the violent street fight on AEW? I'm going to say no.
No, none.
Because TNT is super happy with AEW.
Yeah, and also this was submitted to them before. This show was done last Thursday.
It was taped.
It was taped. Yeah. So it was fine. There was no problem. I don't think that was a problem with it.
Aaron Banks has an interesting question.
Yeah.
Couple things. Number one, Andrew, I started watching What the Tech a couple of weeks ago. I really enjoy it.
Thank you.
Number two, would you be open to playing WWE Battlegrounds with chat/Patreon members?
Yes, I would love it. I'm going to get it next week.
Sure.
And Rich and I are going to play it, and then we should do something.
Let's do it.
Might be fun.
Let's do it.
Patreon members get to play with us. I think that'll be a cool thing.
When do you expect Miro or Anderson to end up in Japan? Within the next 2 months. After the G1.
After the G1? Yeah. When does the G1 end?
End of October.
I don't know. We'll see.
I want to say Gallows and Anderson definitely, if they do a Bullet Club thing, because you have Kenta, Takahashi, and Jay White and Evil in the tournament, maybe Gallows and Anderson show up, do some cool Bullet Club stuff.
Did you notice tonight's SmackDown is the same card as last week? I did not. I didn't really look deep into that one. Let me get a couple of AJ's questions here. With AJ being mad about working when he wants to go to his son's game, will he move to Raw? I don't know what's going on with that. AJ's not very happy with everything going on. I don't know, but he's also very carny and he works everybody, so I don't know if some of it is a work and some of it is a
very carny guy.
Yeah. Also, Kyle O'Reilly, this was interesting, right? Standing up to Ciampa, he's going babyface, huh?
I think you're gonna get the slow turn of Undisputed.
You think all of them?
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
Interesting.
Because Balor's working heel, right?
No, Balor's a babyface.
You think so?
God.
I feel like he's working heel.
Is he?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
I feel like he's doing the rock and roll heel.
The rock and roll. Okay, I don't know.
Strong heel,
Strong
not
heel.
a cowardly heel.
What else do we have?
If Sami Callihan leaves Impact, does he go to AEW? No.
I don't know where he stands. I don't know what his story is.
Mhm.
I don't really know much about Sami Callihan and how he works with people.
NWA.
NWA, I don't know what they're doing. I think Callahan likes being not told what to do all the time.
Yeah.
I think some people are better off just doing their thing and floating around. You know, big fish, small pond.
Do you think Rhea Ripley wins the Battle Royal next week for the shot at Io Shirai's title?
Do you think they need to do that again?
No.
Who do you think Io should face then for the title?
I think it's going to be a surprise. I feel like it's going to be somebody from the main roster.
Interesting. I mean, I would definitely. They got to figure out what they're doing with Rhea Ripley because they cooled off on her. They
did.
They kind of. It got wacky with the Charlotte stuff, and then
She needs a
Charlotte
crowd.
disappeared. She does need a crowd. Yeah.
She's one of those superstars that needs a crowd. I feel like that's why we're seeing like this weird upsy downsy shit with a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, like especially with Drew. Like Drew needs a crowd, right?
Would Tessa be buried in WWE because of her dad being in AEW? No, absolutely not. She would be. They really feel that they need this top level talent, female athleticism on that roster, and they're doing a good job with it.
Oh yeah, they love cornering the market. Like WWE has such a strong arm in women's wrestling that it's so crazy.
Yeah, they control it.
They control, like, they have all the best talent, it's nuts. Like when you really think about it. Ryan asks, what do you think of Rich Swann versus Eric Young for the Impact champion, for the Impact belt as the main event in Bound for Glory?
Say that again.
Rich Swann. How do you feel about Rich Swann versus Eric Young? They announced that, I think, the other day.
Is it just a match?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does nothing.
I'm okay.
I think it's very weird that Eric Young is the TNA Impact champion.
You mentioned that last week.
I think that's weird. I wonder why.
He's good at putting other dudes over.
I guess so.
And it's like a good welcome back to the company.
Do
you think Cole wins the Gauntlet?
Does Cole win the Gauntlet? Do you want to see another Adam Cole match with Balor?
No.
I thought that was the best ending for him.
Absolutely.
I mean, I wouldn't do that again. I thought that was done so well where, they both put on a great match and that's it. They're done.
Well, Bob brought up a good point. Could Tessa be the surprise entrant in the Battle Royal? Tessa versus Io would be pretty fantastic.
I was initially told that she would not be on NXT.
Straight main roster.
But everything changes. Who knows? I don't know. It depends. Maybe because the act is so hot right now with Charlotte, with Sasha and Bailey, that maybe they don't need it. It depends. It depends on the week. To be honest, the way that this company works, it really depends on what's going on.
Where is Bianca Bel-Air?
Bianca Bel-Air, the last thing that was said to her was they didn't have a lot for her on TV. They're figuring out what to do with her.
Was she a Paul Heyman person?
She was part of... Well, all these guys got pushed because of Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, by the way, great example. What happened to the poison drink?
Oh, that went away. It's gone.
That's gone, but that was... They were still supposed to go deep into this. It wasn't supposed to be Zelina.
Right.
So what the hell happened?
I think they just wrote it off as he's healthy now, and that's it. That's their version of long-term storytelling.
That's their long-term storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right.
Did you notice Gargano teasing a program with Priest? I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Keep them there.
Do you think AEW pulls the trigger on FTR versus Bucks at Full Gear, or is that saved? That's saved for a show with people, right?
I don't know, man. I know that's their goal, but you gotta. When is Full Gear? It's in October, right?
I believe so.
AEW Full Gear. Let's find out the date. November 9th. I'm sorry, November 9th. So, no, that was November 9th last year. So what is it this year? November 7th. I don't know. I would hold off. I would still hold off on that and develop the Bucks as real big time asshole heels.
Yes,
and then have this match happen.
Agreed.
you want this match. And again, this has to be a series of 3. This isn't a one-off match. So you have a couple times to tell the story. Do it right. Take your time. Do it right.
Absolutely.
Develop the Bucks right now.
100%. I do like heel Bucks. They even mentioned that on Being the Elite this week with like when we were doing all that Bullet Club stuff, like nobody cared about us, and we're going back to that attitude kind of, I like that. I like heel Bucks, like dirty Southern California dudes.
Yeah, I love it.
Does NXT do Halloween Havoc special versus the AEW anniversary show?
I would absolutely love them to do a Halloween Havoc. I've been calling this for years.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is that you could do that in NXT and do special events.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm thinking about AEW anniversary show. It's a big deal, right? It's a big show. However, you want me to switch the channel?
Mm-hmm.
Put on a fucking Halloween Havoc. Have that pumpkin in the Snickers banner. They're advertising Snickers anyway.
That's true.
Snickers is WWE's main, tremendous big time advertiser. So why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you have the same Halloween Havoc set with the Snickers bar and the pumpkin?
Absolutely.
Do it.
Should WWE just put Selena and Aleister Black together? Aleister Black's in a black hole right now.
Yeah, he's spiraling in that black hole.
He was a Paul Heyman guy, right?
Dude, and it didn't work. They could not figure out what to do with that gimmick on the main roster. Amazing, right?
I think you said this over the last couple of weeks. If you kept this guy as a pseudo attraction, it would have worked. He's decent on the mic. The eye thing is fine. I think the last time we saw him, he was still wearing the eye patch.
Ugh.
Right? I don't know, man. I think it's like Vince has his. If you watch WWE programming, we all know that Vince has a certain way to do things where he'll rely on your tried and true and your tested veterans as opposed to taking chances on new guys who somebody's vouching for, right? The Paul Heyman thing is interesting because a lot of those guys just seem like they're on the outs right now.
Well, he was part of that 18-month plan.
Yeah.
Right? Paul had a plan for the next 18 months to develop new attraction television, develop brand new characters on TV that people are going to be very interested in. Things that are different, things that are not the same. Because if you watch Raw, it's very stagnant. You know who's going to be on TV at the given time. At the top of the hour, you know who's going to be there. At the bottom of the hour, you know who's going to be there. So his thing was to kind of break that up and change it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Have you heard the rumor that Kevin Owens is sad?
They're all everybody. I've been asked this about everybody, and what I can tell you is everybody's not in the best of moods. I think a lot of it has to do with COVID and the travel and the isolation and the testing and the things that aren't happening. Everybody's in a very shitty mood.
Yeah,
nobody's happy.
Well, I think it's a lot of hearsay and conjecture right now because you don't know what's really going on. For example, Jeff Hardy, that dude just signed a new contract.
He did. 5-year. So he'll be, what, 50?
Mm-hmm.
How old is he now? 40?
I think he's 40.
No, he's not. He's older than that.
Jeff Daddy. Look him up.
43? Yeah, 43.
Okay. So
he'll be 47 at the end of this contract.
So you think they gave him a nice big fat contract so he can get his shit in there, like Willow and all that? Because obviously he probably talked to Matt and was like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to end my career here or whatever. So they're probably giving him like a really sweet deal. He's always been a WWE Golden Boy. So that's a good example of a guy who's happy, right?
Well, dude, big blow to contract. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care if he loses every week. This guy shows up to work once a week and then he goes home. It's great.
Right.
At this point, that's what you want. We got a bunch of questions here. Have you heard that Owens is not happy? Did you hear about Zelina being solo now? Well, Zelina's still going to manage them. I don't know what this program is going to be. Amazing. Why bother bringing Black up yet? Because its plans change. I want Rich's shirt, but with all different enchantes on it.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that shirt. Enchante 1, Enchante 2. Do you think Miro is selfish for not wanting to work with Pac when Pac eventually... I didn't hear that. Where's that coming? I haven't heard that at all. I don't know what the backstory is. Maybe I missed that one.
That's fine. It's a big office. Sometimes you don't want to work with people.
Yeah. What else do we have, Rich?
Chris McCumber, who served as the president of the USA Network and Sci-Fi, will be leaving NBC Universal. Does that affect WWE in any way?
I think WWE has so many allies in that company. USA is essentially a wrestling channel now. If you think about it. their highest rated products are wrestling. They really don't have a flagship show.
Right.
Like when they had Suits, they were killing in rating. When they had Monk, they were killing in ratings.
Mhm.
You know, all these shows did well for them. They don't Psych, another big show for them. They don't have that right now. So WWE's really the only thing giving them first run programming that brings in 1 million people.
Crisley
knows best.
Crisley knows best. Excuse me, it's on all the time.
It is
SVU, it's on all the time.
SVU
Chicago PD, on all the time.
Reruns though.
It's still on all the time. I've never watched Chicago PD.
Yeah. Miro said something about his live stream about having heat with Pac, and he tore into it. I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, for tearing his pec.
He tore Rusev's pec?
Yeah.
How did he tear it?
He bit it.
He bit his pec off?
Bit his pec, yeah.
Yeah. Crisley is the flagship for USA Network at this point. Yeah. I want to see Vince McMahon and Crisley in a moment together.
Ha! Who is this guy?
Ha!
Is he an exotico?
Is it an exotica?
Ha!
I would love that.
And also that weird Terry Bradshaw show.
Oh yeah, with his daughters.
Isn't it fascinating that Terry Bradshaw has been on TV for like 30 years in some capacity?
More
Whether
than
it's
that.
commentating or on a commercial or now with his Terry Bradshaw show where he's the best girl dad.
He's the best girl dad.
Yeah.
Love it. Bradshaw's on. Oh no, that's on E. I
whatever.
thought that's on
Whatever.
USA.
Thanks for knowing that information, Corey.
Yeah.
That shows where your priorities lie.
Dave Meltzer said Garza and Andrade and Zelina are splitting up. I don't know. I haven't read this week's Observer. It's delayed.
Why'd you say it like that?
That's how Luke Alice says it. He goes, get me that Observer.
I thought you were doing a Crisley impression.
No. I want Zarian knows best.
That'd be great. That'd be hysterical.
Would be me out of my mind in my house. Because Rich knows how nuts I am.
Yeah.
This is me put together. I'm a real lunatic.
Guys, as soon as we're off the air, man, it's just ayahuasca all day.
Ayahuasca, man. I go to Brooklyn and I have the frog poisoning. I do those sessions for like 18 hours where I just pee myself and stare at the wall.
This guy, it's a bottle of Pinot and a Vision Quest. As soon as we're off the air, he's like, I got these great mushrooms. You want some? I'm like, I don't know. They kind of smell funny.
I'm doing DMT with Jamie, Joe Rogan's producer.
Who is MJF?
Jamie, can you look that up?
MJF teased the faction on Wednesday.
He did. Who would be in there?
I don't know. The grosses.
It would have to be just a bunch of imbeciles. Can't be smart guys.
Good heels that have nothing to do right now. Kip.
Okay. Kip would be a great lackey to him.
Kip and Penelope and Miro.
With MJF? I don't know. I'm curious what they do with Miro. I'm hanging on. I imagine Andrew microdoses all day. That's the only way I get through my life.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Guys, okay, so here's the deal. Here's what we're doing. If you're watching this, we have another feed going live in about 5 minutes. We're going to go on with Game Men, where we're going to be playing Streets of Rage 4 this week.
Hell yeah, baby.
I have a graphic. I have a video from Jonathan to use, which I'm going to use. I'm going to hook it up in a couple seconds and put it there. But
have you seen it already?
I have.
Okay, good.
It's great. Did you see it?
No.
It's great.
Does it have to be QC'd? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it's great. So we're going to use that, and we're going to play Streets of Rage 4 for like an hour or so until I got to get my daughter from school.
Okay.
Which is at 2. I got to be there at 2:20, so I can leave here at like.
I got to get my daughter.
I got to get my daughter. So we're going to be doing that. So if you want to do this, hang out with us, and we're going to be playing Streets of Rage. It's still going to be on. We're going to be on YouTube and on Twitch. We're going to be streaming it on both. But if you want to join the Twitch chat room, it's much easier. I'm sorry. If you want to join the YouTube chat room, much easier for us to follow this. Much easier. So hang out with us, and we'll be doing this. Rich, what do we have going on? Anything?
As far as me,
yeah.
No, it's just us. Whatever we're doing.
Right.
I've been looking forward to this all week.
Awesome.
It was the first time we've actually played a video game together.
Yes.
I want to say it is. I don't know if we've gotten drunk on your couch and played video games maybe once or twice, but I think this is the first official one.
Never happened.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to be terrible at it because I feel like we're just going to be joking the entire time.
It's going to be great.
It's a great game too.
It is a great game.
But I think next week maybe watch along.
You want to do a watch along?
There's got to be like there is a pay-per-view.
There is a pay-per-view one.
Yeah.
Next
Clash
week?
Champions.
It's next week?
Yeah, the 27th, dude.
Oh, man. Is
Yeah.
it really? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's we'll do that.
I can tell how excited you are by your reaction.
Yeah, my reaction says it all. Yeah, we'll have a watch along next week. We'll do another gaming session next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what's going on, guys.
Cool.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna end this feed now. If you're listening to the podcast, I'm so sorry I wasted your freaking time with this nonsense. We'll wrap it up now. See you later.
Bye.